So what made you want to start boxing, and what age did you start?
I started when I was I had my first fight when I was 12. My dad was always a boxer. I always messed about with my dad at home when I was a kid, like boxing on his hands and doing the pads and things like that. I think I started doing it when I was about 7, but I went to the box club when I was 10 and had my first fight when I was 12.
Who is your dream opponent?
It's an hard one. The easiest one possible for the most money possible. If people say, "Oh, I'd like to fight him," or "I'd like to fight Mike Tyson," or "I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson, he'd take my head off." The easiest opponent, for the most money. That'd be my dream.
Who was your idol growing up?
My dad. My dad. He's always been my idol. Still is my idol. Or always will be.
What are your goals for the next 2 years?
To be a world champion. I want to be a world champion. I know I'm good enough to be a world champion. And that's always been my goal, my ambition, and that'll stay my goal until I achieve it.
And when you get one belt, because I know you will get one belt, how many more do you want?
Do you know what? It's like I say, I've got to concentrate on getting the first one first. Do you know what I mean? Because that's no easy task. I'm still yet to do it. But if I do get that belt, or when I get that belt, just take it from then. I mean, I'd love to get a unification fight, obviously. Because that's where again the big bucks start coming in. But we've got to concentrate on getting that first one.
What's it like working with Eddie Hearn?
It's good. I mean, I don't have too much to do with him, in all honesty. Like Joe, my manager, sorts all that out, so I don't really speak to Eddie too much, apart from obviously when we're at shows and things like that. But he's good. He's a good guy. He's pretty straight. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't give you any false promises, and that's what you can ask, really.
You now have 19 wins and 13 knockouts after beating Shawnee Monahan. But which fight do you reckon was your greatest performance?
I think the Shawnee Monahan one was maybe one of my best performances as a pro. I think the Buglioni fight for the British title was obviously I sort of took him out in 91 seconds, which nobody expected, apart from our team. So that was a good performance. There's been a couple on the smaller shows that no one's seen as well, where I've boxed very well. Yeah, but I think maybe the last one was, you could probably say, was my best performance up to date.
And at 33, you're in your physical prime, but would you agree that that's the case?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm better than I've ever been. I'm stronger than I've ever been. Fitter. All my numbers that I get in training. My times on certain things are all like personal bests. So, the numbers show that I'm in my prime, and I think I've got a good 3 or 4 years left in me. At the top, and where I can sort of make statements and make a name for myself in the boxing world.
What is the worst injury you've suffered?
I broke my leg years ago when I was in the amateurs. I've had a few, really. They're all bad, because at the end of the day, if an injury keeps you out of the gym or keeps you out of competition, it don't matter what kind of injury it is, they're all bad. Obviously some are worse than others, but I've broke my shoulder, I've torn my chest, and top level athletes, we're always carrying little injuries, little niggles here and there. We have problems with our hands, we've always got something wrong with us. We're hypochondriacs. But yeah, probably broken my leg was the worst.
What advice would you give to up and coming fighters?
Just basically stay dedicated. Listen to your team, your coaches, and just stay dedicated, because it's an hard road. It can be a long road, and but if you stay dedicated and you keep pushing towards that goal, if you've got the talent, you'll get there eventually. Just never give up.
Do you believe you're now prepared to face the best in the world and fight for a world title?
Yeah, 100%. I believe I always was. I believe I have been ready for a long time, but now I've got a little bit of momentum behind me. I've got a little bit of activity. I think I'm sort of more ready now than probably I've ever been. Another fight behind me, and I'll even be more ready. So, I think 2009 is going to be a good year, and by the back end of this year, I think people will start seeing the best of me. The real Callum Johnson.
You've suffered one loss in your career, with that being the IBF World title fight against Peterbiev. But would you want that rematch, or have you got someone else in mind?
No, I'd like the rematch. I'd like to put my own demons to bed. You know, I'd like another crack at him to see whether, you know, I could do better, or whether I could win. Because I believe I could win that fight. I don't believe Beterbiev got 100% of me. You know, I would have to be 100% to win that fight though. But whichever, you know, just a world title fight, whoever it may be, you know, whether it be at light heavyweight against one of the champions, or whether it be at 168 against one of the champions down there. I just want a world title shot again, and because I believe I'm good enough to win it.
What would you do differently in a rematch, and as the match was billed as an exciting fire fight?
Yeah, I think I would approach the fight differently in many ways. You know, mentally, you know, I'd have more confidence this time. You know, I'd deal with the pressure a lot better this time, the big occasion. A few things where I went wrong in training, in preparation, obviously I would change and make sure I got them right. And a few things in the fight, you know, I would change up that, you know, what I did wrong. But one of the biggest things, if I got him hurt like I got him hurt last time, you know, I would definitely take advantage of that and try and finish the job up, instead of sort of, I think I froze a little bit, if I'm honest. You know, I didn't do anything. But again, unless I get the opportunity again, you know, to try and put these things into practice, you know, we'll never know. We'll never know. So,
which fight do you reckon would generate the most interest from the boxing community? A fight with you versus Anthony Yard, or you versus Joshua Buatsi?
I think they both generate big interest. Maybe me and Buatsi. But again, I think the Anthony Yard fight would probably generate just as much interest. I think either one of us, or three of us, if one of us fight each other, because it will happen. It will happen. Cheers, thank you. It will happen. The fight will definitely happen between us at one stage, and I think people want to see it, and it'll be a big fight for Britain. And you know, we're all on our own little paths at the minute, but you know, our paths are going to go like this, and then they're going to come together.
Would you move up to cruiserweight?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'd possibly move down to super middle.
Super middle?
Yeah, I'd move down to super middle if the right opportunity came, you know. But nah, I'd never move to cruiser, because I'm not big enough, really. You know what I mean?
What do you want to achieve before you retire?
I just want to be a world champion. Biggest ambition is to be a world champion, and also to be financially secure, or financially securer. You know what I mean? Get a few quid basically for my family and my kids. That's my biggest ambition, that and the world title.
You are known for your accurate power punches and your quick start. What made you adopt this style?
Just a natural thing. You know, I never sort of thought, well, I'm gonna be a quick starter, or I'm gonna be a power puncher. I think, you know, things just happen. You know, I know I've got the power, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I like to jump on them as quick as possible, because, you know, I do know that whoever the opponent is, if I land, there's a very slim chance that they're going to take it. So, you know, just jump on them and hit them hard and hit them quick.